Hello, welcome to today's lesson. We are on page 67 of Keyboard Musicianship, Book 1. And this one here is called Bells. Let's see, it says we have a practice plan. It says practice the left hand alone until the moves from 1/5 to another can be played with the eyes closed. Ooh, that's nice. And it says here also at the same time, practice the pedal changes to avoid any blurring or muddling. Practice the right hand phrase of bars 13 through 16 until changing a finger on the same held note G becomes comfortable. Finally, combine the hands. And I think the reason what he was talking about is when we have that last system down there, when we're doing finger substitutions. So I think this will be a nice test for playing by memory or with eyes closed. Let's go ahead and talk about the notes. They're pretty straightforward. We're going to go ahead and just clap and say the note name. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. So we have a fifth between C and G in the left hand, tied for 4 measures, dotted half notes. In the right hand, we're going to say them. 1, 2, 3. E, B, A, G, E, B. Okay, next system, we have the left hand playing A and E, while the right hand does the following. E, B, A, G, E, B. Same thing as the top system. And now we're going a little bit lower for the left hand, F and C, dotted half note, tied for 4 measures, and the right hand does the following. It's exactly the same. E, B, A, G, E, B. Okay. Now the last system, the left hand plays down way here for C to G, tied fifth for 4 measures, while the right hand does the following. E, B, A, G, and then we have a fourth of A and D, and then we have another fourth of B and E. Let's go ahead and practice just the left hand as it recommended. So we're practicing playing from one phrase, we're practicing moving from 1/5 to another with the eyes closed. So what we can do is either jump to another one, like this, and maintain it with your 1 and 5 fingering. Now that's one way. And that's a really good way, and the argument can be made for that because the left hand is not slurred. 1 and 5, jump, jump, and then jump. If you're able to do that without looking at your hands, that would be excellent. One way that I like to do this is I would play with different fingerings. I would do finger substitutions. That makes it a little bit more difficult for the time being. We may learn about that kind of finger substitution in the future. So, let's just practice playing from 1/5 to another. One way you can ensure that you're landing on the right fifth is kind of feel with the middle fingers, those black keys. So practice one at a time. So we have C and G. Don't be looking at your keys now. A and E. And then feel with the fingers. F and C. And then C and G. So quickly just kind of scan through with your middle fingers here. Play with them. Those ones right there. Feel for them. Just like that. Just practice playing one at a time until you can do this change without looking at your hands. Just like that. You always want to strive to play without looking at the music. Without looking at the keyboard. Next, let's go ahead and talk about the right hand. Let's go ahead and play just the right hand parts. This first part is going to apply for the first 3 systems, so we'll just repeat it once. We are in E position, and remember, although we have pedal in this piece, we should still play this music legato because we have slurs. So let's honor those articulations by playing proper slurs with the right hand. So that means when we first play, we're going to play what my instructor used to call dry bones, which means we will not be using pedal as we practice, except we'll just have the foot next to the pedal, and we're going to play without it, just as though we're playing it nice and legato. So let's go ahead and play and say the note names, the first 4 measures here. 1, 2, 3. E, B, A, G, E, B. Let's do that again. Okay, make sure it's nice and legato when you play it for the first 3 systems. Now remember, after you play that first system, do a lift or a space in between the legatos, even though you have pedaling going on. Now, let's go ahead and practice with both hands together. Let's just do the first 3 systems for the time being. Now remember, I would recommend that you practice finding those fifths on your own without looking before practicing with both hands together. Okay, so first of all, we're going to do this dry bones with no pedal. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Those are the first 3 systems. The right hand repeats the same notes each time, while the left hand moves down fifths. And they're nice sounding fifths. Now, let's practice legato pedaling. Okay, so once again, the legato pedaling concept is when the finger comes down at the first part of playing a note, the pedal wants to release as soon as it plays it, but then come right back down before releasing the finger. Okay, so it's like a switcheroo. It's like it's hitting it up and it comes right back down. Kind of like a little somersault or something, I'm not sure. Okay, let's go ahead and apply our foot onto the pedal. Okay, here we go. Now remember, come up with the pedal as soon as you bring it down, and then come right back down to catch it before releasing the finger. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. And see here, you hear how it's kind of blurring a little bit. Release, down. Release, down. First 3 systems. Now let's talk about the last system. We're going to the last interval or the last fifth down there, and for the right hand, we're just going to go ahead and leave this down there. The right hand, the same 3 notes again. E, B, A, G. Now notice something here. It says 3-1. 3-1 means finger substitution. So we first start off by playing that G as usual with our finger, 3rd finger. While we keep the note down, the thumb is going to touch it at the same time, and then the 3rd finger is going to let go while it's still being held down. What you can do to practice finger substitutions on individual notes is first start with the original note or the original finger on that note, keep it all the way down, never let it come right back up, just keep it down, and just kind of practice going back and forth. 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. Always keeping it down without letting it come back up. 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. Of course, you're going to do that when you finger substitute. You don't want to make a huge, big motion with the hand. It's got to be a very, very smooth transition. So you do it quickly, and then you go to the next hand position, which is going to be this G position. Let's try that again. Switch, go to G position. And now the right hand plays A and D, like that. Now this is still legato, so now we have 2-finger substitution. It doesn't say, but we should still do it. And what you're doing is, once again, the thumb is going to take the place of this A, let it go, and then the 4th finger is going to take the place of the 5th, and we let it go. Now this is supposed to be done at the same time. What you can do is just go back and forth. 1 and 4, 2 and 5. 1 and 4, 2 and 5. 1 and 4, 2 and 5. Keeping them down. You may accidentally hit another note. Just try your best. Just like that. Try not to make it look so spidery though, because when we actually do it in practice, we're going to do it quickly and go to the next hand position and place your fingers 2 and 5 over D, B, and E so that you can bring it right down and play those as a 4th for the last measure. Let's go ahead and play that last system once again. Switch to 1, new hand position, 2 and 5, switch to 1 and 4, and then 2 and 5. And of course that has to be played with all pedal. Let's now go ahead and do a run through, all together now. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot we're actually up here. I made a mistake. Switch. Switch. And there you have it. So practice each step as many times as possible. Play with metronome, and you should sound it very nice playing this. And we'll see you at next lesson.